Ngatana.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Minister Mashatile. Now, Minister Mashatile is called Babes Wamanzi. So, as a chairman of the water task team, I think I should also have a name. So, I think I must be called Ihrotman Yamanzi. Who babes? The Hrotman. Thank you very much, Minister, for that introduction. Let me greet Deputy Minister Mahlobo, Deputy Minister Setlolo, ministers and deputy ministers who are here, President of SALCA, Councillor Stofile, representatives of water boards, management agencies, and the Trans-Caledon Tunnel Authority who are here, Water Research Commission, academia and research sector, local government representatives. Amongst us, I'm told that MECs and MMCs are also here, local government practitioners and all government officials, civil society organizations, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to all of you. As we are at the end of this two-day National Water Sanitation Indaba, I want to take this opportunity to express the government's appreciation for the level of discussion and critical reflections and contributions made by all role players during this Indaba. Indeed, you have shown our collective resolve and commitment to tackling and addressing the most critical issues affecting our country, which is water access and quality. On the first day of this year's Water and Sanitation Indaba, we heard from the President Ramaphosa. We heard from experts, various stakeholders, and activists who have all emphasized the necessity of water security, access, and sustainability. Overall, the discussions emphasize that water is not just a commodity, but a vital resource, one that is essential for survival of our communities and households, for businesses to operate, for the economy to grow, as well as being a central element for sustaining life itself. It is therefore incumbent on all of us now and into the future to protect this scarce resource, because failing to do so will result in our inability to advance our developmental and transformation objectives. From the outset, we all agree that water is life. As chairperson of the Water Task Team, which was established to mitigate water crisis in municipalities, I have gained direct insight into an array of challenges and constraints impeding access to drinkable water in our communities, including access to critical sanitation services or service provision. I'm happy that a lot of these issues are reflected in the declaration that Deputy Minister Mahlobo has just read to us. Program Director, moreover, as the Water Task Team, we have set ourselves an urgent task of intervening and resolving most of these challenges. whilst at the same time taking communities into our confidence by not shying away from directly engaging the public on these issues. Ladies and gentlemen, access to safe drinking water and sanitation is recognized as a basic human right by the United Nations and is essential for health, dignity, and the well-being of all. In South Africa, this fundamental human right is enshrined in our Constitution. Given that we are in Human Rights Month, it is also an appropriate moment to consider the advancements achieved and draw attention to obstacles we have faced in the delivery of this basic human right. I will just mention a few of them. Since the end of apartheid in 1994, we made significant progress in the following areas. One, the implementation of the National Water Act in 1998, which aimed to ensure the sustainable use and management of water resources. Two, the rollout of infrastructure projects to provide water and sanitation, particularly to services to under-serviced communities, especially in rural areas. Three, the enactment of legislation such as Water Services Act and National Water Services Amendment Act, which helps us to regulate water services and protect the rights of water users. And I'm happy that DM Mahlobo, in reading the declaration, did emphasize the fact that we will probably need more pieces of legislation going forward in this sector. Fourth, the increase in the number of households with access to improved water resources from around 60% in 1994 to now 82% of South Africans having access to clean, drinkable water, and this happened by 2022. We hope that there's going to be further improvements. But despite these challenges, as this Indaba, you have considered, and there is a consensus that there are still challenges that persist in achieving universal water services, especially in the remote parts of our country. It should therefore not be business as usual when we currently have almost 19% of the rural population lacking access to reliable water supply and 33% that do not have basic sanitation services. It should not be business as usual while rural communities suffer the most, with over 26% of schools and 45% of clinics lacking access to clean drinkable water. Program Director, the Blue Drop report paints a grim picture of a country's drinking water quality and infrastructure, which is kept us properly in our report from this Indaba. The audit report revealed that the quality of the country's drinking water is deteriorating. And I'm happy that we have now put plans in place to be able to fast-track the interventions. Through various engagement with municipalities, during our DDM oversight visit to provinces with ministers, the task team found that one of the biggest difficulties in accessing quality drinkable water is the inadequate infrastructure for reticulation and sanitation, resulting in the unreliable availability of clean water. These, of course, are not totally new findings. However, At this critical juncture, and as one of the more immediate priorities of this administration, our resolve is to focus our efforts on improving implementation. Our resolve is to focus our efforts on ensuring that we improve infrastructure delivery and indeed implement our plans. In this Indaba, a number of speakers, I'm told, have highlighted the challenges in issues affecting the provision of water, such as aging infrastructure, water scarcity, pollution, and inequality in the access of services. We therefore need immediate interventions to these challenges. As the Water Task Team, and supported by various implementing departments, our philosophy is to focus on improving the speed of execution and finding solutions to the ongoing challenges. Our aim is to strengthen municipal service delivery outcomes, notably their ability to provide essential services. This was also one of the key areas of agreement which emerged from our engagement earlier this year with the South African Local Government Association, SALGA, during their National Executive Committee, Lekgotla, in Cape Town. Compatriots, we must ensure that we avoid a potential water crisis and that we can provide reliable and quality water throughout the country. This also means that spheres of government must have an integrated approach to ensure that everyone has access to sufficient, clean, safe, physically accessible, and affordable water for personal and domestic use. Our collective oversight and accountability across all spheres of government can yield desired impact. When the oversight and proactive engagement processes are cross-sectional, we are better equipped to view the performance of all spheres and ensure that there is a collective response. It is for this reason that the institutionalization of the DDM as an operating model for energizing the cooperative government system can never be underestimated. It is through partnership that we can speedily address the bottlenecks of service delivery, but also be accountable to each other and the people that we serve in our communities. Government continues to work towards addressing these challenges through various programs and initiatives aimed at improving water service delivery and ensuring water security for all citizens. As you might have heard, yesterday when I was responding to questions on water issues in the NCOP, I noted that the Water Task Team, in collaboration with the Department of Water and Sanitation, the Department of Cooperative Governance, COGTA, MISA, National Treasury, and Infrastructure Fund, has developed intervention strategies to support various municipalities to improve their water and sanitation services. As part of addressing the funding gaps and challenges, the Department of Water and Sanitation has set up a water partnership office that assists municipalities to contract for public-private partnership, PPPs. A significant vehicle for achieving this is the Infrastructure Fund, which serves as a blended financing instrument aimed at making infrastructure projects attractive for the private sector to invest. Now, Minister, when I was responding to questions in the NCOP, one of the questions that was asked by the members of the House was, when are you going to do this? So I'm happy that this Indaba is answering that question by coming with a clear plan. When I answered in the NCOP, I was not very confident, but if I was answering today, I was going to say to them, the plan is here with clear time frames. It is here now. Program Director, in addition, President Ramaphosa has already directed that we finalize the establishment of the National Water Resource Infrastructure Agency, one of the most significant reforms coming to the sector. Now, I'm happy, Minister, that you are saying next year, by 2026, this agency will be in place, operating fully. The establishment of the National Water Resource Infrastructure Agency has been a critical initiative that we must all support to enable our country to expand bulk water infrastructure and improve the management of existing water assets as part of ensuring water security. We also hope that this Indaba was able to move towards an urgent and high-level national turnaround plan on water security that is firmly aligned to the Government of National Unity's medium-term development plan, 2025 to 2029. And secondly, as the President also said, a plan that will harness the momentum of the reforms already taking place in this sector. Ladies and gentlemen, we must continue to be deliberate in our efforts to tackle the aging infrastructure that we have been talking about, which immensely compromises the reticulation of drinkable water in our communities. We must also increase investments in the maintenance and construction of water infrastructure. To date, the Infrastructure Fund, I'm told, has secured 23 billion rands for 7 large infrastructure projects, and I'm sure those will be part of the plans that will be rolling out as we move on this year. As President has stated during his State of the Nation address, we have ended delays in major water infrastructure projects, and Deputy Minister Mahlobo has just highlighted some of them: the Lesotho Highlands Water Project, and the Umkomazi Dam, Intabelanga Dam on the Imzimvubu River, in the Eastern Cape, and so on. So those projects are going to now come on stream for implementation, even though there have been some delays in the past. Program Director, the Department of Water and Sanitation heeded the call of the Presidential Employment Stimulus, and one such initiative is the institutionalization of labor-intensive construction methods employed by municipalities in the implementation of municipal infrastructure projects to create the necessary employment opportunities. Through the Water Services Amendment Bill, we will introduce a licensing system for water service providers and remove licenses where providers do not meet the standards for quality drinking water. Moreover, the 2025 budget echoes government's commitment to prioritize local government reforms, recognizing that municipalities are at the front line of water and sanitation service delivery. Such reforms by the government, as Deputy Minister was saying just now, include ring-fencing revenue from water services in order to fund water infrastructure and improvements, and creating financial incentives for municipalities that meet service delivery targets. We also need to continue paying attention to the unequal distribution of water resources. While the Department of Water and Sanitation and COGTA have made significant progress, we need to intensify tackling these issues. Together, we have come up with rapid but long-lasting solutions that will standardize and improve the sustainable supply of water across the country. Our collaboration as a water task team is to improve the support and strengthening responsibility in our municipalities, because they are at the coal face of service delivery. So I'm happy that there is this emphasis from this Indaba that we need to get our municipalities right, and we need to support them, particularly those that are struggling in rural areas. Now, Program Director, according to Section 154 of the Constitution, national and provincial government must bolster the capabilities of municipalities in managing their affairs and carrying out their responsibilities and functions to our communities. It is therefore imperative that municipalities do not fail to implement their constitutional obligations, particularly as it pertains to the provision of water and sanitation. As we close this Indaba, our intentions must be very clear and targeted at providing water and sanitation to communities most affected. Both the President and the Minister of Water and Sanitation have stressed the need to deal effectively with the criminal networks who manipulate water shortages for their own profits, tampering with water infrastructure to sell water to desperate communities. The President emphasized that this must come to an end immediately. Through improving infrastructure and enforcing proper monitoring mechanisms, we can eliminate opportunities of these mafia groups, these opportunities that they thrive on. Furthermore, the culture of non-payment for water services have become a major obstacle to municipal sustainability. Ratepayers and businesses are defaulting on payments, and this creates a chain reaction that destabilizes the entire water supply system. So this also we must get right, because once municipalities are not paid for their services, they are not able to pay water boards. And so there's a whole chain reaction because of non-payment. So I'm happy this is going to be prioritized. By reinforcing these measures alongside strategic infrastructure investment, South Africa can secure its water future, ensuring access for all and safeguarding economic growth. It is our belief that if we combine our efforts, we will be able to overcome a range of challenges that were highlighted during this Indaba. We also need to explore new technologies, policies, and partnerships that have the potential to drive positive change in our communities. The President was talking to us this morning, and he was talking about the digital economy and how we should use economy to improve the delivery of services, and he also mentioned artificial intelligence. And he was looking at us and he says, why does A lot of people seem puzzled. You are not clapping hands. So we're going to use artificial intelligence, all of us. Minister, our work does not end here. It is imperative that we take the momentum and energy from this Indaba and turn it into concrete action. We must continue to collaborate, advocate for change, and implement solutions that will secure a water-secure future for generations to come. I urge every one of you to carry forward the spirit of this Indaba in your work as you go back to your provinces, to your agencies, and so on. Therefore, the resolutions of this summit or this Indaba should be implemented in full and with speed. If we don't implement them, we will not be able to achieve what we have set out to change. Without action, all our intended objectives will be in vain. Let us continue to work together towards a sustainable water future. With every action that we take, we must always keep in mind that water is indeed life. On behalf of President Cyril Ramaphosa and the whole of government of the Republic of South Africa, I now officially declare the 2025 National Water and Sanitation Indaba closed. I know that you want to catch your flights, so let me end here and wish you to travel safely to your communities, but I'm sure the program directors will close properly. Thank you very much.
Deputy President, before you sit down, as a Grootman Yamanzi, there is a secret that we need to teach you. And my minister wants to teach you our lingo. Minister.
Clouds are gathering.